First best thing that happened in my life, enlisted into the Marine Corps. Second best thing, playing sports. What's cracking, everybody? Money Smart Guy, Matt Sapaula here, hailing to you from the Free Enterprise War Convention here in San Antonio, Texas. And with me today in this EntrepAthlete series combining business and sports is professional football player of the NFL with the Buffalo Bills, Mr. D. Nice on Instagram, Denzel, right here.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, baby?
Not much, man. Living the life.
Dude, you just came out of here for business, man. So nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, man. A pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
So for you, how did you know you were good at football? Was there another sport that you played before football? Or?
Nah, man. I loved football.
Just from straight up?
Day one. Wow. Since I was about 5 years old. Yeah.
Because it's one of those sports that you don't normally play pick-up footballs, pick up baseball or pick up basketball. Not very many guys are going to be running one and hit each other. So what was your first involvement with football?
Just racing.
So running.
Running. Just running. Everybody around the neighborhood, I was the fastest.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was always the fastest, and I was always the youngest. And I used to play with the older kids, baseball, basketball, whatever sport it was. I was always the youngest one playing, but I was always one of the first ones to be picked because I was one of the most athletic.
No kidding. Very good. So high school, it was just all for you. Were you a one sport athlete, two sport athlete, three sport athlete?
I tried out baseball. I played basketball for 2 years. I ran track for 2 years. Played football all 4.
So how did you get your name out there outside of the stats and obvious being in a newspaper?
That's how I got my name.
Really? People were paying attention to that.
They did. I was the talk of the town. I was scoring touchdowns, picking the ball off. We was winning. We went to the state championship my senior year under my wing, and it was just all good. It was when all eyes was on me. We showed up every time.
I gather you got a lot of recruiting letters.
Oh, yeah.
And recruiting is a natural thing, especially going to college. So how did you process those opportunities? What made sense to you to get recruited to Coastal Carolina?
I went to a smaller school, so we didn't get a lot of recognition.
So your high school, I mean?
Yeah, high school. Went to a smaller high school, so we didn't get a lot of recognition. Luckily, I had a coach that knew another coach at Coastal Carolina, and he kind of plugged me in that way.
It's a network.
It's a network thing. Yeah. You know a little bit about
that. A little bit. That's how I got connected with you.
Right. Yeah, so I got plugged in like that, man, and I went there, took an official visit, had my highlight tape, and they signed me right then. They gave me a scholarship right then. So
right there?
Right there.
Was that your only offer, or?
No, I committed to ECU my junior year, but they had a cold coaching change. They swept the whole coaching staff.
So it was okay to
so it was
decommit.
Okay. Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what my decision was.
So how did you know you're good enough to play in the NFL?
Just dominate my peers all the time. Just dominating whatever platform I was on. I just dominated my peers. So that gave me the confidence to, at least think I can play in the NFL. Yeah.
So, oftentimes, people say, athletes aren't smart. Athletes aren't smart. How many plays do you have to remember as a defensive player?
Oh, goodness. And it's overnight, too. I would say at least 50, 60. And that doesn't include the adjustments when they go in motion. So it's like a whole nother ball game when they go in motion versus when they line up in empty versus when they line up in trips. It's like total different formations to where we have to make checks and you have to know because it's only like 2 seconds, maybe not if that, maybe like a second and a half that you have to make the adjustment, know the adjustment and execute it.
All those different things that people aren't talking about.
Yes.
Exactly. By the way, can we find you on Madden?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Madden.
No kidding.
You can find me on Madden.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my Madden league.
I'm 37.
I'm gonna trade for you.
Yeah. Hey, put me on your fantasy. I got you.
Cool. So when you're looking at your NFL players, I was asking DJ, when did they start talking to you about money? So in your NFL career, when did they start talking about money? How to handle money?
My rookie year. When we first came in, we had like rookie symposiums. They just educated us on how to save our money, how to manage our money. They had different speakers speak to us. They did a very good job. I played for the Eagles. They did a very good job informing us on, from the money aspect. So
when'd you play for the Eagles?
My rookie year.
So, okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry, it was 2015. Yeah.
So you're there before, because my son went to high school with their kicker, Jake Elliott.
Okay, I wasn't there. I was there when
the championship.
When I was there when Cody Parker. You remember Cody Parker, the one? The kicker, that's my guy. That's Cody Parker, man.
It was blocked. It was blocked. Oh man, no kidding. So yes, that's right. So when you are talking about money, how do athletes talk about money amongst each other? What happens in that process? You guys bouncing ideas?
It depends on who you're talking to.
Okay.
Because the conversation can vary. You know, certain athletes you talk about them, all they talk about is spending money. Some athletes you talk to, they talk about investing money. Some athletes you talk about, they're talking about saving money. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it just depends on the athlete, man. There's so many different personalities in the locker room. You just have to kind of find like minds. Conversation can vary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I had our guys watch Hard Knocks, you know, a couple of the episodes, you know, when it was going on, and it was the Cleveland Browns, and Baker Mayfield was there, and Juice. You played with some of those guys, right?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, you're in Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
One of the things that Juice Landry talks about is bless him. He wants to bless you as a quarterback, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious, man. They got a little thing going on, man.
So you talk trash on the other side?
Oh, all day, baby. Come on, man.
What's some of that trash talk, man? What do you be telling them?
First thing come on mind, man, I said, you know, anything goes out on the field. Let me let you know that right now. Anything goes. You can say anything. You hear the craziest stuff on the field.
You talk about the mama?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Anything goes. Anything that you can feel like you can get to a player at and it can affect their game, you will say it. Just to give you the advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do they take it personally, though? I mean, players take it personally, like after the game? Because I know you guys are all handshakes and hugs afterwards.
Nah. I've never really got nobody approach me. Yeah, nobody really approached me on a personal level after the game.
Yeah.
Maybe during the game, but they don't have enough time to react during the game. So it's whatever.
I got you. Yeah. So what was your transition like, learning these plays, going from Cleveland and now to the Bills, and you got to learn another playbook? So how do you process learning that? And how do you process that influx information? And obviously on the team, so you know, you obviously did well. What's the quickest way to pick up something new?
You just have to reprogram yourself. Honestly, you have to learn the language. It's a whole different language. Like Chinese, you have to just reprogram yourself, throw everything out, and just tell yourself that doesn't matter anymore. You know, and you have to just try to hone in, focus, keep the main thing, just focus in, and just try to pick up as fast as you can. Because, you know, it's during the season, so they're not slowing down. You just have to kind of just pick up as you go. Just pick up as you go. And that's the best way. That's the best advice I can give you.
Educate me a little bit. You know, in some defenses that play 4-3, some defenses play 3-4, right? Is it any different in the backfield when they switch up 4-3 to 3-4? Is it the same cover 2? Is it the same man prep? Are the coverages different if they go 4-3 versus 3-4?
They can.
Okay.
They can. For the nickel, I'm not sure about the corner, but for the nickel, for sure.
Gotcha.
For sure. Yeah.
Because the safety might be with you too as well in the lineup versus I got you. That's where it's different. Okay, cool. So I got to ask, what's one of your favorite plays? When people ask you about your career, what's your favorite play, whether it be in high school, college, or the pros?
Favorite play? I'm on offense. I'm trying to score a touchdown. My favorite play is the double pass. The double pass when the quarterback throws the ball to the receiver, like a quick hitch, and then the receiver. Then you have the slot going down the field. So you catch the ball, and all you see is the goal line. You just throw it to the goal line. Here comes the receiver, catch a touchdown. I'm 4 for 4. I'm 4 for 4 on that play. That's my favorite play.
Really? But you actually play defense, but your favorite play is an offensive play. Interesting. Well, speaking about offense, listen, Patrick Mahomes last year, fantastic season. Second year in the league, threw 50 touchdowns in the second year in the league. I think DJ talked about it. It was number 1 was who again?
Number 1 is Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Number 2 is
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. And tying Tom Brady was Patrick Mahomes, threw 50 touchdowns. A lot of people don't talk about it. He also threw 12 picks. And this gentleman right here got one of those 12 picks. And I'm surprised that wasn't one of your favorite plays.
No.
So talk to us about the play when you picked off Patrick Mahomes.
All right. It was a play where I kind of knew it was happening before it happened because of my study.
So you were anticipating?
Yeah, I was anticipating all the way.
A couple of tells were there, like, okay, I think they're going this.
Absolutely.
The situational awareness.
Situational awareness. Yes, a lot of that played into it. So I looked at his alignment. It made sense to me. I've seen it on film 100 times. So I just trusted myself. That's the biggest thing out there. You got to trust yourself. If you see it, trust it, because it's going to happen.
Okay.
You know, so I seen it. I got outside leverage. I knew he was running the fade before he.
So using the out of bounds line as your friend
all day.
Okay.
Once he released, boom, he tried to run away from me, but it wasn't nowhere he can go because he had to release outside. If he'd released inside, he'd have funneled himself to the safety.
So you're kind of cutting off his route.
Cutting off his route. It's
outside leverage.
Yep. So once he ran the fade, if I know you're running the fade, I don't think anybody in the league can run past me if I know you're running the fade. So I was running with him, and next thing you know, the ball was in the air. And once the ball is in the air, it's all mine, baby.
It's awesome, man.
It's all mine, baby.
Who else did you pick off?
And that's it.
No kidding.
Yeah, last year that was it. Yep.
Did you have a picker in the preseason or something like that?
Yeah.
Or?
My boy Jimmy Jeter. I mean, not Jimmy Jeter. Oh my goodness, Jimmy G.
Garoppolo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What kind of contract he signed? Like a $250,000 contract, right?
Yeah, he got a nice contract.
And DJ was talking about taking a contract divided by half. That's what he's getting paid.
Yeah, that's what he get paid. Yeah,
$125.
Yeah,
$125 million. That's not bad.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
So educate us again on the off season. Speaking of pay, are players paid in the off season when they're not playing?
Did you say that one more time?
Do you guys get paid when you're not playing?
No, not at all.
So you have to make sure the money you get paid during the season lasts.
Yes, you get a player performance check, and that comes in March. So that's the next check that players are really looking forward to. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But other than that, no, you're not getting no other checks from the NFL until OTAs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's some other ways that players can make revenue? What are some of the ways players can make money?
Appearances.
Okay.
Nonprofits, businesses that they invest in, receiving residual. You know what I mean?
They can be a spokesperson for a local business too as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Endorse a product.
Exactly.
But not every player gets, the big
They don't have that, right? Everybody don't have the face for that. You know what I mean? Everybody don't. That's more for the top tier players. You know what I mean? But for the what is it?
The 40.
The 43. It's kind of rough on them. They got to try to find different ways to maneuver around to try to, accumulate some income.
Goodness gracious, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you're constantly. So a lot of things that you're talking about in terms of being an athlete, preparation, anticipation, situational awareness, processing a lot of information. A lot of that stuff is translatable to business.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we got to do in business all the time. So what do you think is in your current career? What's one thing that you can think of that you're doing well that you could easily transfer into business?
Being success driven.
That's what drives you.
Yes.
Not failure, but being successful.
Being successful. That's what drives me. That's what drove me in college, because nobody got the extra work with me. I understood that I had a plan and I knew what it took to get there. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest asset. You know what I mean? That I know what I got going on and I have a game plan and I know how to get there. So that's what I would say.
So if there's an athlete out there watching this right now, they say, man, I'm success driven too as well. What's some of the habits that you think they need to incorporate that you're doing well to be success driven?
Be very selective with the advice you take.
Okay.
Because everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And everybody don't know how to get to where you want to be. Stay in your own lane, stay motivated, and have a game plan. So
you and DJ are putting your heads together here in business. Did you ever think you'd get involved in the insurance industry? I mean, what is jacking you up about insurance?
My family, man. Just making sure they're straight, making sure I'm financially stable so that I can, provide for my family when I'm gone as well as when I'm here. So that's my biggest thing. So your current vehicle into doing that is obviously playing in the league. Right. So you're preparing, for stuff off season. Right. In season you play the game, but off season is what you're cultivating, Yes, sir. So if you had to build a team, you had to build a company, you had to build a business, what type of people are you most attractive of the qualities that you want to be around every day? Like what would fire you up going to your company every day? And you have X amount of people with these type of qualities. Hungry people. I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it in my heart and soul that you want it more than anything else. So how do you test somebody's hunger? Put them in a stressful situation. Put them in and see how hungry they are. Yes, sir. I can imagine a player like you. Yeah, you got to constantly prove yourself. Yes. That you're hungry. Absolutely. Yeah, you're with one team, and next thing you know, half the season you're in another team, the other season you're practice squad, activate, right? It's stressful. So what's it like being a practice squad player, right, or being inactive and then showing that you're still hungry, that you deserve to be on the active, right? Like don't make me inactive. Put me in the game. How do you show that hunger? Continuously prove yourself. You can never get complacent, ever. You know, every day you walk in the facility, you have a purpose, and that's to get better and to prove yourself every single day you're out there. That's all I can tell you, because that's what kept me. That's why I'm still in the league. Honestly, you know what I mean. I didn't get drafted. I wasn't top tier athlete coming out. I just went in there every day and proved myself every single day.
You were a long shot.
Yeah.
And you're proving your worth to be in the league. Good for you, man. I'm very proud of you, man.
Appreciate it.
So there's a player out there, there's an athlete. He's a long shot too as well. You know, what type of encouragement would you give him to say, you know what, consider business? Because natural, you know, DJ was talking about the natural progression for a lot of athletes is to be a coach, broadcaster, right? Why would you encourage an athlete to consider business and entrepreneurship?
Because you can seek financial security without having to put your body at risk. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. You know, it's more mental than it is physical. And your mental is going to go with you way further than your physical ability is going to be able to take you. So that's the advice I would be able to give you.
That's awesome, man. Well, very good. Well, listen, you've been a huge inspiration. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time. We had a very busy night. By the way, what's your first impressions here of this platform of PHP? You just saw our awards deal tonight. You saw people getting trophies and awards and recognition. What's your first impression? What does your gut tell you?
I'm on next. I love the energy. I love the environment, man. And I'm competitive. And I want a piece of it. I want a piece of it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother. Well, I look forward to helping you create some progress and incorporate some of the things that you're already doing naturally and manifesting into e-business. Right. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, stay posted. I'm looking forward to seeing you play live, man. And coming to a game and giving you a report on how your business is doing, working together with you and seeing how your business grows. So this might be the beginning of a vlog for his career. So, you know, a professional athlete to professional entrepreneur. Hey guys, if you've been watching this, thanks for tuning in. If you got questions, you got comments, drop them in the comments section below. If you've been watching this on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe and click notifications to be alerted the next time we upload our next episode. And if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you click like and follow our business page. Follow him on Instagram, The Nice Baby. And on behalf of all the EntrepAthletes out there, my man right here, our guest, till we meet again. Continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.